My name is Marianne. I'm a French Quebecer, arrived here 10 years ago, back in 2006. When I was 20 years old, I had the chance to do an exchange program between my university in Amiens and University in Montreal. So I spent a year and a half here, and that's where I could feel a lot more the French culture and population.
Well, the historical ties are long-standing and they're complicated and ambiguous. The relationship between Quebec and France is not a simple one. When Quebec gained control over its immigration policy within the context of the Canadian Federation, which first happened with the first Parti Québécois government in the late 1970s, and then under a new agreement that was signed with the Canadian government in the early 1990s, Quebec obtained complete control over economic immigration, and they made a decision to very much focus on people who were on the type of immigrant who was considered the most easy to integrate into Quebec society and would help to perpetuate the French language and culture. And so obviously it was very appealing to go after immigrants from French-speaking European countries, number one of which is France. According to the French consulate, there are about 100,000 people of French origin in Montreal who they have on their records. Part of it may have to do with the difficult job situation in France for young French people, and they may see the grass as being greener on this side of the Atlantic. Everything they always imagine about the American dream about taking place in French.
A job offer came, and despite having 2 children under 2 years old, being in the middle of a house renovation, just having found all the things you're supposed to find in the Paris area to be, considered civilized professional people, all the accessories, a nanny, all these other things. And I think it took of us all of about 120 seconds to agree that right in the middle of all of that, what made the best sense for us would be to leave it all and move to Montreal, Canada. We haven't really looked back.
It was a good way for me to make sure our kids were going to have a better English accent than me.
It's kind of been legendary since the early 2000s that French immigrants gravitate to the Plateau Mont-Royal. It's perhaps the neighbourhood that feels the most European, the most comfortable for migrants from European cities, and especially perhaps from France. The Plateau gained a reputation as the most trendy neighborhood in North America at some point in the 1990s, and with web-based communication and social media, it's a neighborhood that everybody knows about.
We're quite specific on the type of house we're looking for. We particularly liked this one, first of all because of its style, and also because we are looking at a few different things we really liked around here, like Dieu du Ciel. It was quite important for my husband to be close to a pub. We liked the different stalls around here because there are a lot of more houses for sale, and especially duplex to convert into townhouses around here. A lot of French people see the beauty of being in this area specifically. Most French people, when they come here, they've decided to probably sell their house in France and come here. The French housing market is a lot more expensive in France, so they probably arrive with a bit more money to invest in the first house?
Most of the people speak French and English. There's like Italian. There's a lot of culture, I think, around the neighborhood, but it's mostly like hipster. I know that's not a culture, but
I think it's good living in Montreal because we can go to our friend's place just in the bus to the metro or on your bike.
I think there's two types of French communities. There's the ones who are coming for maybe a few years and making the most out of Quebec and then going back again. So either to go back to their family or to go back to a different country. And then there's the French people who really decided to come here and stay here, who are generally speaking trying to get their kids into Quebec schools, trying to really become part of the new Montreal, which is this Montreal with so many different nationalities together.